Good morning, and welcome to Tuesday, the 2nd of June. There we go. Very laggy today, maybe because it's raining, not sure. But let's click buttons and go like this and say hey. All right, no worries. Okay, so we still have the moon in Sagittarius. It is currently at like 27 degrees, I believe. 28 degrees, 28 and a half degrees. All right, so the moon changes signs to Capricorn at 20 past 11. So now we've got quite a few things with the moon happening today. The first one being the moon in Sagittarius, trine Chiron. All right, so the morning is, and Mercury is now in Cancer, which is why the heading is thinking becomes feelings. All right, so I think in the morning we're going to have some sort of pondering experience where the healing opportunities are there, or maybe you come into a fondness, or I don't know, some sort of good feeling. Good morning, Heather. Good morning, DG. How are you? So 10 a.m. Again, it's a positive healing experience. Okay, it's moon in Sag. We're looking above and beyond, and if you did have that conversation yesterday, which I did not, I avoided it. You could possibly be, looking for deeper meaning in these things, or higher meaning, not deeper. Deeper, I would say Scorpio. Higher, I would mean Sagittarius. All right, so now I'll read the words. Good morning, Christy. How are you? All right, so thinking becomes feelings. A hidden belief may show itself today for you to work with. Ask yourself, whose beliefs formed my life's founding structures? It's more than likely going to, with this configuration, it's more than likely going to be your mother or your maternal line, because Capricorn 10th house is actually the mother. So Cancer and the 4th house is the father, and I have been divided on that for a very long time. However, now I am in the Capricorn is mother school of thinking. Good morning, Helen. How are you? Good morning, Karen. So today's configuration is more likely, like I said, to be the sort of maternal, mothering, divine feminine mother, blah, blah, blah. All right, so by healing this pattern, you heal your whole lineage, all right? Past, present, and future. Good morning, Sean. How are you? I've been meaning to reach out for you for days now. Tomorrow at around 10 o'clock, if you're free, I'd love to meet with you then. All right, so yes, all right, so definitely, like I said, it's a hidden, good morning, Mel, how are you? It's a hidden maternal experience, all right? So, like we know this, our parents give us their beliefs and their understanding of life. They pass that on to us. And then we spend our whole lives undoing their mess, or creating, culturing something of ourselves through that belief system. So now I will go to the moon. All right, so like I said, first of all, moon in Sagittarius, trine Chiron in Aries at 10 a.m. This is definitely like, think bigger. Like, what is it about that experience that made you who you are? All right, what is it about that experience, that healing of the individual, that, like, what was the wound that you had that was not yours? Something like that, all right? Doesn't have to be exactly that, but just sort of consider these possibilities. All right, second, at 1:30, we have the moon in Capricorn opposing Mercury, all right? So I think that this might be where we actually see these beliefs for what they are. All right, just think of that opposition. You're just looking across a crowded room and you're like, I get it, all right? So we heal first, and then, we're in that Capricorn structures, reality, terms and conditions, function, let's get shit done. But again, it does have that mothering energy to it. So moon opposition Mercury at 1:30. Then at 3:30, we have the moon in conjunct Uranus in Gemini. All right, so here's another factor of our understanding. All right, so moon in Capricorn, our founding beliefs. While Saturn was in Pisces for that 2.5 years, We were restructuring the foundations of our subconscious. So here we are now, we are restructuring ourselves as a person, or we're looking at our founding beliefs. And, you know, the adjustment, all right, that in conjunct to Uranus in Gemini is this new way of thinking. All right, Uranus is an 84-year cycle. All right, now I was saying to you guys the other day, you know, the last couple have been the American War of Independence, the American Civil War, World War II, and here we are now with normal society or normal people rebelling against the information that we're inundated with, like all of this technology and communication, and you know, it's we can see how damaging it is and how we're being gaslit as well. So, you know, there might be some sort of adjustment required, all right? And remember that it's like two people talking a different language. Maybe there needs to be sign language involved. Maybe there needs to be like a really bracing of your core so you can stay strong and steady, all right? Which is another good Capricorn emotional state. So just remember that one, that 1:30, 3:30, all right? So then the next one after that is nice because it is a sextile to the North Node and a trine to the South Node at 6 p.m. So there is some sort of like, if you are doing, you know, you're doing the work, there's that, you know, there's an opportunity for these paths to change and diverge. Okay, so you know, this is unwinding or getting unpacked nicely, because then the fifth one is a square to Neptune at 7:30. All right, so you can just see as the day goes by, we have these understandings about ourselves that we can then see how the thoughts have influenced us, and with that understanding we get to adjust our current awareness, and then we can choose what path we want to be on. And then, you know, that square to Neptune, I mean, it could be, you know, if you have had, just like, so the analogy I'm getting is, you know, if there is, if something that is malleable is in the same state for a long time, like just think of I don't know, a tube, all right? If it's at right angles for a long time, it might not straighten out that quickly. Put your own analogy in. I'm just thinking of something with a fold that won't unfold quickly, but eventually it will go back to its original state. All right, so I just think that this is that, you know, the continuing work that we're doing, the emotional work that we're doing, Moon in Capricorn. So yes, now in addition to that, we do have the Sun sextile Saturn. So this is just great for us doing the work. All right, this is that Nicole LaPera. You know, if we want to unfuck ourselves, then we need to actually consciously do something about that. We need to be able to rationally see what it is that affects us, not feel shame, especially if it is a family condition or a family trait. All right, you had no say on what you were taught as a child. You have a say with how your life is influenced now, though. All right, so when you can see those things, then you make a choice. All right, so that's really, really important. All right, now what else is there? Overall, you know, Venus is moving towards Jupiter. That's lovely. Jupiter is square Chiron. You know, this understanding that we're getting, it might not sort of feel good, but you know, squares are squats, all right? The development of personality is strengthened through effort, okay? So we've all got this, all right? We don't want to be the messes that we perceived ourselves to be in the past, all right? So we are all allowed to say that I am doing better than I was. Every day, in every way, I get better and better. All right. So again, you know, Saturn can be a bit of a taskmaster, but ultimately he wants the job done the right way. All right. So if you're continually getting corrected, then you know the harder the correction, the more you're fighting. The easier the flow, the easier that you're going with it. All right, and today I bought cards, so I will do a card, just one. Now this big, I said yesterday, the outer planet mini grand trine between Uranus, Neptune and Pluto, that is getting closer and closer, guys. All right, so this is definitely also like have a look at your environment, you know, watch everybody around you. I mean, obviously watch the world stage, but you know, it's just, I don't know, just watch everyone around you. And now that Mercury is in Cancer, we have more compassion in our words, absolutely. So, you know, is it a day for you to be nice to someone because they're having a hard time? That's always a possibility. Very protective. So, I like that. All right, let me just pick a card for today. The Hangman. I love this one because I'm just getting the feeling that, you know, this is something to sacrifice. This is something that you've held on to for a long time that you are willing to give up for the benefits. You know, like Odin hung in his tree for 3 days to gain wisdom. Like this, you know, this lady here is hanging on a whatever thing that is called. I used to know what that is. Fabric, yoga fabric. You know what it is. But at the bottom there is she's seeing the mysteries of life. So, I mean, that does go well with, you know, the Sagittarius Chiron this morning, the opposition to Mercury. Just stop and think and allow these messages to come through. What was it yesterday about Mercury in Cancer? Oh, actually, this was more about Mercury sextile Chiron, but I'm feeling the same. It's like, you know, letting the emotional genies out of the bottle. What have you been suppressing? Listen to the messages. Speak kindly. So that is me, guys. I have a cake in and I need to go and get it because I think it's just about ready. So I will see you guys tomorrow and I hope you all have a beautiful day. Mwah.